Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took a midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took a midnight train going anywhere. Singer in a smoking room, smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile they can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Stranger waiting up and down the boulevard of shadows, searching in the night. Street lights, people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. Working hard to get my fill. Everybody wants a thrill. Playing anything to roll the dice just one more time. Some will win, some will lose. Some were born to sing the blues. Oh, the movie never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard of shadows, searching in the night. Dum, dum, street lights, people living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. Don't stop believing. Hold on to the feeling. Yeah, street lights, people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people. Don't stop. I want that song to be heard all the way in Florida. Red Wings win 4-3 over the Florida Panthers. 9 games into the season, we have a win. Which means if you just take the last game, we are on pace for 75-5-2. Record breakers, Detroit Red Wings. Let's go. Red Wings fans from all over the globe, I want you to savor this victory. Take it in. Just drink all the winning fluids from it and just let it energize you to get through this rebuild. God, I wanted to win, but this wasn't just a win. This was an amazing win. Everything about it. Going down by 2. 2 power play goals within 18 seconds, getting the 3rd goal in a beautiful play, giving up a goal with less than a minute left to go, and then winning it in 3-on-3 overtime. This is what we're here for. That is exciting. This game was great from all the players of the Wings. I didn't have any concerns. It was great. It was as good as of a game as they could have drawn up based on the skill on that lineup, on the back end and on the front end. Speaking of the back end, one of our many horrifyingly injured defensemen is back. Jonathan Ericsson is back. I mean, DeKaiser and Green are still out, but I never thought I'd be so happy to say that Jonathan Ericsson is playing for the Red Wings again. But no, enough with the negativity. Let's talk about this game. So the first period starts, and it looks like it's going to be more the same from the past 2 or so weeks. And that is to say torture. But a little bit closer to like the Columbus or the LA game or the Tampa game even than to the horrifying games against Boston and Montreal. The Wings all game had energy. They kept pressing, and they would just hit posts, or Hutchinson would make ridiculous saves, or just little breaks, or just missing the net, and they didn't get any goals. They probably deserved at least 1 or 2, but they didn't get any goals. 2 of the 3 goals, I would argue, were either dumb luck or the Panthers just having really talented players, like Keith Yandel. He comes in on the left wing, snipes, scores, and that was a beautiful shot, and there's not much you're going to be able to do to stop that. Can't blame Howard, and there wasn't any horrifying defensive breakdowns that led to the goal. Sometimes your opponent will just shoot and score. There's really good players in the NHL, believe it or not. Now, we thought we tied it up when Jordan Daly put it on, and Michael Rasmussen tipped it in for his first NHL goal. Justin Applicator must have thought that Halloween came early, and he dressed as a curling rock running into Michael Hutchinson. No goal, goaltender interference. Are they curling rocks or curling stones? Curling stones. So still 1-0 Panthers. Then the next goal, they won the face-off. Nick Bukestad just kind of puts it on. It might have hit something in front, like Jensen, right off the face-off, and it goes in. What can you do about that? Similar thing happened in the Boston game, where Charlie McAvoy just put it in off of a lost face-off. These things happen. But it's 2-0, and I'm sitting there just like, it's going to be a couple more games until Don't Stop Believing plays, huh? But first period ends, and the second period begins. Panthers player accidentally high sticks. That's power play. Within 3 seconds of that, another penalty is taken. This one not very accidental, just kind of shoving over Andreas Athasiou. How dare you? And now it's a 5-on-3 for 1 minute and 57 seconds. In my head, I'm like, wow, it's a long time of 5-on-3. The broadcasters said the same thing. That's about as, Mickey Redmond said, that's about as long of a 5-on-3 as you're going to see. Nope. That 5-on-3 lasted 6 seconds. That 5-on-3 was long enough to fit into a vine. Wings win the faceoff. Chalowski has it, shoots, scores. It's 2-1. Beautiful shot by Chalowski. I'm liking his offensive prowess between the passes up the ice and the shots on net. It's 2-1, and we still have like 1 minute and 50 seconds of the power play. 6 seconds later, a good play in the wing zone. Chalowski keeps the puck, passes it up to Vanek. Vanek and Nielsen go. Nielsen back to Vanek. Vanek with a slap shot, and that is where the offensive prowess of Thomas Vanek, which we're paying him so much money for, came from. It's 2-2. We've tied it up in 18 seconds. Brilliant power. That has been what we've been struggling with. That is why we brought in Dan Bylsma. I want to see more of that. It's tie game in the second period. Anybody can win, anybody can lose, but it's a tie game. And in my head, I'm just like, oh, okay, so the Wings are done scoring for the next 7 periods. Nope. 8 minutes left in the second period. Gus Nyquist has the puck. He's being hounded by 2 Panthers defensemen. Brilliant behind-the-back pass to Dylan Larkin, who gives it to Helm, back to Larkin, and he scores. Tic-tac-toe, scores. Dylan Larkin. We are winning a game for the first time in I can't really remember, actually. Red Wings winning. Let's go. We are 32 minutes away from a win, from our first win. Can't be that easy, but 32 minutes away. I've loved Larkin the past couple games. You could tell all these losses have made him furious. So he is just turned on this monster mode for him, where he's just getting assists and goals, and he looks It's not even like joy when he scores. It's more of like, Gah! Like anger manifested into happiness. It's brilliant. The third period plays, and the Wings are doing what I want them to do. They didn't just go up by a goal and just kind of lay back for the rest of the game, letting the Panthers score on them, even though that's kind of what happened. But no, every single shift, they're just pressuring and pressuring and pressuring. They're not skilled. They're not skilled yet. They don't have experience. The talent is not all there yet. So what do they have to do? They have to keep pressuring and pressuring and pressuring. Use that speed to be as annoying as possible and to make the Panthers make mistakes. And they did plenty of times. It's just Michael Hutchinson or the post multiple times stopped the Wings from getting the fourth goal. But we're holding on. We're holding on. We're not just holding on. We're putting pressure on. Like a minute to go. And the Panthers have their goalie pulled. And Mike Hoffman is in the left-hand corner. And he just kind of throws it on randomly. And it goes past Howard. Jimmy Howard, who has been great all game, would be great in overtime, lets in a muffin. And that was heartbreaking. And I was like, oh, there it goes. At all game, I've been like, okay, so they're up 3-2 now. How are they going to break my heart? What's the most depressing way possible to lose? It's either the Panthers are going to score with seconds to go, making it 4-3 Panthers, or it's going to go to a shootout and the Panthers are going to win after none of the Wings score. Yeah, there's no happy outcome here. I've been trained. I've been trained too much after the past 7 games. But no, it goes to overtime. And 3-on-3 overtime, especially this one, when both sides are in it, 3-on-3 overtime is fun, and it was bonkers. I was jumping up and down, watching the game back and forth, like I turned into a 5-year-old, although I might still be a 5-year-old, and back and forth action. FNCU got at least 3 or 4 rushes up the middle, couldn't make anything. Panthers got multiple odd-man rushes, couldn't turn that into anything. The Panthers had like a 3-on-1, and Howard made an incredible save, multiple incredible saves to keep us in it. And then the puck goes to FNCU, he goes up the ice, can't score. He goes back to the bench, and the puck goes to Yandel. Barkov passes to Yandel. Larkin's on the ice. Larkin checks through Yandel, takes the puck, hits it up to Nyquist. Nyquist is in alone. He shoots, and he scores! Red Wings win. Say it with your chest. Red Wings win! 4-3 in overtime. Gus Nyquist was robbed of his first goal this season previously in the game, and he gets it in overtime much better, and the Wings have a win. We're 1-5-1. I'm serious, I have not heard Ken Holland so excited since, like, what? Was it March? Maybe February? Last night was a good example of what Red Wings games should be this season. They don't all have to end in dramatic overtime winners, but they're going to be young and fast and hardworking. How do you think Vegas did so well despite having such a bad roster last season? It's because they did not give up. They just worked you into the ground. And they won a lot of games that way. Overall, this game is exactly what every Red Wings fan needed. Just a breath of happiness and fresh air and optimism. So, let's try and carry it when we go home to Detroit to face the Carolina Hurricanes, another team that have been very exciting this season. See if we can get another win. Great game by the Red Wings. I have been Jacob. You can like and subscribe and share. You know how to do it. This is YouTube. And let's try and build on this. I'll see you after the game against the Hurricanes. So long.